believe that some of you need to visit the cemetery more often. Maybe visiting the cemetery long enough will alter your actions and your responses. Perhaps it will alter your perspective on life and living. Maybe it will give you a fresh start and a different view to living life and living it fully and justly. Visiting the cemetery more often will tell you all there is to know about life and living. It will give you a clear picture of all the dreams, talents, skills, regrets, unforgiveness, hidden potentials, procrastination, and magnificent people who the ground have swallowed up. The more you visit the cemetery, the less emphasis you will put on material things, and the more value you will place on your soul and the stuff that you let into you. The best thing about visiting the cemetery is this: it will give you an opportunity to see life for what it truly is. The truth is, you are not the most beautiful, smartest, kind, dangerous, generous, fearsome, prideful, or significant person who the world have seen. You are quite the opposite, really. Because the world has seen the most unique minds and the most creative talents, but can now be found at the cemetery, and so are the unused talents. The most intellectual people who ever walked the face of the earth can be found at the cemetery, and even the least men can be found there. Fulfillments and regrets are characteristics of the grave. Unused talents, dreams, and visions are all swallowed up by the grave. Unforgiveness, grudges, procrastination, and reproach are regrets of the people who have gone down the grave with no return. See, the common man and the uncommon man have two things in common: death and dust. For the Bible says, "From dust you were taken, and to dust you shall return." So understanding that death is inevitable will enable you to see every day as an opportunity to smile, to laugh, to nurture, to be a blessing, and to make a profound impact on the life of people that you meet along your journey. See, the grave will teach you a lesson that no man will teach you, and that lesson is humility. Humility to know that your life is going nowhere and that you are no better than the person you think is messed up today. Humility to realize that getting your highest goal is not going to make you any happier or complete, and that what makes you complete is feeding your soul and your spirit. It will help you to know that you are nothing, no matter how decorative your life is. It will bring you to a place where your greatest fulfillment is linked to serving God and others, as there is no reward greater than that. So, if you were told that tomorrow is your last day amongst the living, do you think you will react differently to people and to things? Would you do better? Would you act better? Would you feel better? Or would you be better? Yes, you would. So why don't you start doing better, acting better, feeling better, and being better with the notion that the day of death is inevitable? Many times, death would not give you a privilege to put your life in order before it strikes. Meanwhile, for some, the minority who are blessed in favor, you may get the privilege to rearrange yourself and put your house in order before going to meet your maker. For some, that privilege may come in the form of a terminal illness. For others, that privilege may come in the form of losing a loved ones. And for some, that privilege may come in the form of a near-death experience. Whichever form this privilege may take, heed to its warning and count yourself favored. So, my question for you today is, who are you living for? Is it for people or is it for God? Is it for people or is it for yourself? Believe me when I say that you will even be lucky if your colleagues remember to take a day off work when you pass away to wish you farewell. You will even be lucky if the opinions you prioritize over your life even mourn you for a day. Believe me, you will even be lucky if the people you left behind remembers you months after you were gone. The bitter truth is, nobody will stop living because death has taken one of their own. They will go on to live even more fulfilled lives. They will go on to achieve dreams and goals. They will go on planning and being happy. So who are you living for? What are humans that you are mindful of them? What are humans that you are fearful of them? What are humans that you are fearful of what they say or think about you? What are humans that you regard them higher than your maker? Listen, the same people that you consider yourself better than or higher than are the same people who will walk over you when you are gone. Therefore, what is life that you are proudful of yourself? What is life that you consider yourself better than others? What is life? What is life? What is life? Your life is not your own, for it was only borrowed to you for a season. So what lives have you touched by the life borrowed to you, and how have you touched those lives? Who is your focus? Is it God or is it man? Who are you afraid of? Is it God or is it the opinions of men? Who have you allowed to sit on the throne of your heart? Is it God or is it the fear of men? Who are you living for? In summary, if the ones you loved who are passed away were to have a minute to talk to you, that conversation will look something similar to this. Jesus is real. Choose him. Stop holding on to the grudges, pain, hurt, and unforgiveness. Let it all go and live, for it is not worth it. Feed your soul and your spirit with healthy things. Make healthy choices. Jesus is real and so is hell. Don't wait to do things tomorrow. Do them now.